This is the BBC.
This podcast is supported by advertising outside the UK.
BBC Sounds. Music, radio, podcasts.
You're listening to Monday's episode of The Archers from BBC Radio 4.
So if you could give Clary a hand this morning, Adam.
Yeah, sure.
Get going with the yoghurt, and I need to do a bit of restocking in the shop.
Do you want me to bring some yoghurt and ice cream over?
Oh, that'd be great. Let me just check what we need and I'll give you a shout.
Okay.
Good news is, we've had 3 more cheese orders come in over the weekend.
Oh, that's good.
One of them is really substantial. For a wedding party, apparently, and it came with a long message about how much they appreciated the glimpse behind the scenes.
The what?
You know, all the photos and personal stories about us on the website.
Oh, all right.
That lovely action shot of you with the Monties.
It's working then, Tom's new marketing strategy.
So it would seem.
Clary must be relieved to hear that.
Yeah, she was pretty dubious about it, wasn't she?
Well, Clary and the internet.
There was also a very nice message about that bit Tom wrote about our struggles.
Oh, yes?
You know, the hard time the farmers had since COVID and the closure of Grey Gables. Needy, I think I overheard you say, or was it desperate?
I'm sorry, Helen. We were all just a bit concerned that it seemed like Bridge Farm was rather begging for sympathy.
Well, telling the truth clearly works, doesn't it? I think people like to feel they're supporting local businesses. Anyway, could you give me a hand this afternoon, do you think, getting those orders packed up?
Have we got enough of Susan's special packaging?
Yep, I ordered some more.
You're anticipating a rush of orders, are you?
Just hoping for the best.
Oh, for heaven's sake, Tom, if you're going to work, just go.
Are you sure you'll be all right?
I'll be fine.
You don't sound fine.
Had a bit of a rough night, that's all.
I know. I heard you moving about.
Well, I'm very sorry to have disturbed your beauty sleep.
And I can't help being worried about these contractions.
They're just Braxton Hicks, I told you. The consultant told me to monitor them.
But what does that mean, monitor them?
Oh.
How can you tell when they stop being Braxton Hicks and turn into the real thing?
Well, they've stopped now anyway, so you don't have to worry.
But if they start again, how do you know it's not the onset of labour?
Oh, Tom.
There's no guarantee these babies are going to wait till Friday.
I am definitely not in labour.
Not now you're not, but if it does happen...
I'll be sure to let you know. But as far as I'm concerned, these babies are going to be born on Friday as planned. End of.
Okay.
So go on. Get yourself to work.
You all set for tomorrow night?
Yeah, 7:30 in the village hall. Well, the van will be parked outside, obviously.
I should hope so.
It's going to be great. You should come.
Yeah, I'm not a member of the WI.
Oh, no one will mind.
You don't know Jean Harvey. She'd demand I sign on the dotted line before I'd get within sniffing distance of a pizza.
Well, your taste buds will be missing out on a great experience.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, we've been practicing all weekend.
Ooh, when you say practicing...
Ian's been at it non-stop, and of course, I've been roped in to help. I spent literally hours yesterday pitting olives.
You can buy them ready pitted, you know.
I did suggest it, but Ian threw up his hands in horror. Nothing but the best for his pizzas.
Right, so apart from olives, what else has gone into them?
What hasn't? Believe me, Helen, some of the flavours that Ian has come up with are just to die for.
Oh, like what?
Beetroot pesto and feta.
Yeah, that sounds interesting.
Oh, it's divine. And the sweet ones. I didn't believe you could have a sweet pizza topping. But rhubarb and basil with a sweet honey barbecue sauce.
No, rhubarb pizza?
I know. Sounds awful, doesn't it? But you've got to try it, Helen.
Isn't it a bit exotic for the WI?
But we're selling this to them as market research, remember? So we're canvassing their expert opinions, what they think will sell. So if they don't like something, they're perfectly at liberty to say, and we'll take it on board.
Morning.
Hi, Tom.
Hey.
Do you need a hand with that?
No, it's okay, I can manage.
Oh, we don't need more carrots.
Oh, I thought you said...
No, we just need salad stuff and cabbage.
Oh, sorry. I'm just not with it this morning.
You okay?
Yeah, a bit of a rough night. Natasha can't sleep, and when she's moving around downstairs, I wake up.
Oh, wait till the babies arrive, then you'll know what lack of sleep feels like.
But Natasha's all right, is she?
Yeah, well, she's a bit grouchy, understandably. She's tired and she can't get comfortable.
Yeah, Clary was saying.
Clary?
She dropped by to see Natasha yesterday. She's been knitting for the babies.
Yeah, and I can't help wondering if it's something Clary said, but suddenly Natasha's anxiety levels seem to have gone through the roof.
What, about the birth?
No, about after they're born. How she's never going to be able to cope with the two of them.
Oh, maybe I'll pop round later to see her.
Oh, would you, Helen?
Yeah, see if I can spread a little reassurance.
Thank you. Yeah. Right, now I'd better get these vegetables on display. Can I shove the potatoes over a bit and make room for these extra carrots?
Yeah, sure.
I'd better get back to the dairy, I suppose.
Oh, before you go, Adam, you might be interested to hear this, and you, Tom. We, i.e. Bridge Farm, have been cordially invited by Messrs Ardil Shah and Oliver Sterling to an event called The Future of Grey Gables.
Ah, how come you've been specially invited?
Because we're suppliers.
Yep, I'm guessing that's the reason. Because the meeting mainly seems to be aimed at the movers and shakers of Borsetshire. But it is open to all locals, apparently, only it's not happening in the village. It's at the Felpersham Conference Centre.
When is it?
Week after next.
Well, I'm not going to be able to go, am I?
Oh, don't worry, Tom. I'll go with Dad, and we'll make copious notes, I promise you.
Grace!
I'm in the kitchen.
Oh, great. I thought maybe you'd left her. What's the matter?
Oh, it's nothing.
That's no true. You don't shed tears or nothing.
But it's nothing you can help with, Jazz.
That's no the point. We're partners, you and me. And that means we share stuff. The bad bits as well as the good, so come on. Sit yourself down. Tell me all about it.
It's just, I feel such a failure.
You? A failure? Oh, that's cobblers, that is.
It's Brad.
What's he done now?
Nothing. It's not his fault. It's just he's so clever. He could really go places, a brain like he's got. But because he comes from this family, because I'm skint most of the time, I'm holding him back.
Is this about that summer school thing?
Yeah.
He'll get at it.
No, you don't get it.
Most kids would run a mile at the thought he'd in schoolwork and holidays.
He's not most kids though, is he? He's different. And I don't get it either, but he's set his heart on doing this thing. And he's won a scholarship place, for heaven's sake. And he can't go because I can't scrape together enough cash for his bus fare to Manchester and a few nights in the college accommodation. It just breaks my heart. I mean, you look at Brian Aldridge's boy, Rory. Bet my Brad could knock spots off him academically, but he's never going to get to some posh London university, is he? Not unless I win the lottery.
But you can get loans these days, can't you, for university?
But then you end up with, like, shed loads of debt that none of us are ever going to be able to pay off. Unless you've got family who can help you out. Only thing I can do for Brad is put in a good word for him at the chicken factory. And I'm never going to do that, not in a million years.
Why not? If he gets a job, he can pay his in, why?
I wouldn't wish that place on my worst enemy.
I thought you liked working there.
Well, I don't. Oh, Jazzer, it's a hellhole.
Oh, aren't they sweet?
Well, they're beautifully made.
Well, she's a brilliant knitter, Clary.
But blue and pink.
Yeah.
I really thought the world had moved on from those kind of lazy gender distinctions.
Not in Ambridge, I'm afraid.
Well, my little boy will be wearing the pink one.
Well, one thing you can be sure of, he's not going to care one way or the other.
No.
So, how are you feeling about Friday?
Oh, Helen, I can't wait for it to be over.
Yeah, Tom said you were struggling a bit.
Me struggling? He's in more of a state than I am.
Yeah, he's a bit on edge, isn't he?
Oh, just a bit. I think it's because of what happened with Ren. He's terrified that something's going to go wrong, and I'm afraid it's rubbed off on me a bit.
You are going to be in hospital.
I know. And my rational brain knows it'll be fine. We know when they'll be born. We'll be surrounded by doctors and nurses who know what they're doing.
Exactly.
But there's this idiot part of my brain going, well, that's on Friday, and there's still ages for everything to go pear-shaped.
So unlikely, though.
Oh, to be honest, Helen, what really worries me is the bit that comes after.
What do you mean?
After they're born. I simply can't imagine how I'm going to cope. I've read all the books and the manuals, and they all tell you totally different things.
Yep, I know, don't they just?
Feed on demand, or try and establish a routine from the word go.
Pick them up the minute they cry, or leave them to it.
Well, exactly.
And everyone who's come to visit, at least everyone who's got kids, they all have a different opinion.
Which they insist on sharing with you. Yeah, I know.
Oh, honestly, I'm so confused. I haven't a clue what to do for the best.
You're not alone, Natasha. We all felt like that.
Did you?
Yes. No, I wanted Henry so badly. But when I first met him, I just felt completely clueless. I mean, how do I keep this little person alive?
Little people for me.
But that's the point, Natasha. Babies are people. They're individuals. They're all different. And you only learn what to do as you get to know them.
So it was a waste of time reading all those books?
No, I'm sure you picked up a good few hints. But I think it's all about busking, feeling your way. And inevitably, the first few weeks will feel a bit chaotic. But then gradually, you'll get to know these little people and things will start to fall into place.
I just have this nightmare of being alone in the house with the two of them crying.
You're not going to be on your own. Tom will be here.
Well, not all the time, he won't. We had this discussion about paternity leave, and he was adamant that he will have to spend a bit of time on the farm.
I know he thinks we can't function without him, but we can, perfectly well. And don't forget, Natasha, you can call on me any time. And Mum. She's all geared up for granny duty.
I just wish my mum could be here.
Tom said she's coming to visit.
Yeah, but not for a couple of weeks. I wish she was here now, Helen. I really want my mum.
It's not just the noise and the smell. I could cope with that at a pinch. And the other people are okay-ish. But then there's Gemma.
The supervisor?
Yeah, she's really got it in for me.
Why?
I don't know. She just picks on me the whole time. I can't do anything right. I mean, only last week she asked me to do something and I just didn't hear her because of, like I said, the noise. And I apologised, but she weren't having it. Accused me of deliberately ignoring her, like I got it in for her.
You shouldn't stand for that.
And then I spilled a bit of ammonia without realising. And she stops the line so everybody turns to look what's happening. And she lays into me for being so cack-handed while the rest of them are all standing there sniggering.
But that's harassment. You should dob her into the boss.
You're joking.
Well, if you wouldn't do it, I will.
Don't you dare. The last thing I need is for you to go charging in there with your size 10s. You'll only make things worse. And don't breathe a word to the kids about this. I don't want Chelsea and Brad knowing anything's wrong. Promise?
Okay, I promise, but... Helen, you can't stick around when you're being treated like that.
I don't have a choice, Jazzer. I've got to stick it out. We simply can't survive without my wages. But there's no way I'm letting my son anywhere near that place. I may not be able to fund his fancy summer school, but at least I can make sure he never sets foot in that chicken factory.
Hello， 欢迎回来和邹社一起听 BBC Radio 4 The Archers 学地道英语短语，学地道英语文化。好，今天这一集呢是接着前两天的讲啊，不是很复杂，还是说着这两个事情。第一个是 Tracy 和他的这个儿子 Brad 啊，由于这个生计的问题啊，找工作。第二个是 Natasha 的孩子要诞生了。那么当然还有一个稍微再简单一点的一个支线，就是这个 Natasha 的丈夫这个 Tom， 还有他的妹妹这个 Helen 搞的这个农场的这个生意，他们在网上做了广告，对吧？然后还卖了惨，对吧？看看大家的反应。所以今天的短语相对来说是简单一点。好，第一个是 Helen 在和两个同事呢，they are talking about how the business done。OK， 那么这个生意做的怎么样呢？就是他们的广告到底有没有效果呢 ？Yes, of course. Congratulations, Tom.Because they say.The customers, they appreciate the glimpse behind the scenes. 哎，这个也挺有意思的，就是其实它点穿了一个互联网的一个本质，就是互联网做生意，尤其是卖惨这一招，为什么有的时候会有效呢？因为它其实击中了人们要去 glimpse behind the scenes， 要偷窥一下啊，这个偷窥是打引号的，但其实人人都有偷窥别人生活的一点点的这种，也不能说小变态吧，大家都有这样的一方面的一些心理，对吧？要否则这个 gossip 八卦怎么会来的呢？无非就是要偷窥名人的一些隐私，对吧？让自己找点乐子嘛，吃瓜群众嘛，也是一样的。所以作为消费者来说，如果能够知道你买的这家货的这家店的老板的一些可以告人的一些小秘密或者是小生活小事，你可能会觉得它更接近人，也满足了你自己对人家生活的偷窥的一些欲望。所以这个 其实很有智慧，或者说也点到了人性当中的一些问题啊，其实也就是做生意的一个所谓的揭露人性的一方面，利用人性挣钱的一方面。Okay, let's review it again. They appreciate the glimpse behind the scenes. Okay, 他们非常喜欢啊这个 glimpse behind the scenes. Okay, 那么然后呢又说到这个 Natasha 晚上又没睡好啊，还是用这个词，晚上没睡好可以说had a rough night, had a bit of a rough night 啊，昨天晚上翻来覆去睡不好。然后她的丈夫 Tom 就说了一句话 ，How do you know it's not the onset of labor？ 啊，这个 Tom 也是非常非常焦虑了嘛，作为丈夫也是要迎接2个孩子同时到来，也是非常非常的焦虑。How do you know it's not the onset of labor？ 所以这里出现一个短语叫 onset of labor。labor 呢就不是劳作了 ，labor 就表示生产了，对吧？就是要生孩子，要就临产临盆了这样子。onset 啊，这个词什么意思呢？就表示这是一个它不是一个信号嘛，这就是你要生产的一个信号嘛。你怎么知道马上就要到期了就 due，the baby is due 这种感觉了啊？这用了这样一个短语。那么然后呢，这个 Adam 啊，这个加进来的一个人物呢？其实是 Helen 的一个帮手啊，一个员工的一个帮手啊，他其实说到了一个东西的口味，他说 it's divine， 这个我们这个又多了一个描述好的一个词，叫 divine。divine 呢，原来指神性的，那么也就是说，这是就是出神入化这种感觉，这个食物美味到这个出神入化这感觉 ，it's divine， it's divine， 也是一种夸奖的词 ，OK。然后呢，其实这个 Adam 又说到了这个 Natasha 的这个焦虑的来源，他跟 Helen 说啊，其实等于是小姑子了，对，等于是 Natasha 其实要叫 Helen 是小姑子的啊，但是这个他们的这个关系相对来说比较好，因为像朋友一样。然后 Adam 就说到这句话，他说 She dropped by to see her yesterday。那么这个 her 指的就是 Natasha， 对吧？就是怀孕的那个 Natasha。She 指的就是昨天我们这一集听到了 Claire 去拜访了，正好去看这个 Natasha 了。She dropped by 啊，大家来看啊，就顺道拜访某人啊，这个东西这个短语叫什么？叫 drop by，OK？这个 by 呢，它 drop 其实还有其他搭配 ，drop into somebody 也是这个用法，对吧？就是拜访某人。但是 drop by 呢，更有一种味道，就是顺道的啊，就是拜访一下。She dropped by to see her yesterday，OK？好，然后呢，看完以后呢，这个 Natasha 这个焦虑就被吊起来了，所以出现这句话，他说 Suddenly her anxiety level seems to have gone through the roof。这个还是挺棒的，这个我们短语可以用在其他地方，比如说考试焦虑啦，比如说职场上工作的焦虑啦，都可以说啊，明天老板催我出一个活啊，明天要做一个什么 road show， 对吧？之类的都会出现这个问题，就 suddenly her anxiety level seems to have gone through the roof， 超过了天花板啊，就哇一下子就爆棚了，就冲破天花板了这种感觉。所以这个比喻还是很形象的，就 have gone through the roof，OK。好，然后呢，然后这个 Helen 就说，那我去劝劝他吧，当然是有空的时候，所以 Helen 这句话也是非常口语的一个句子，那么他可以 drop by， 我就可以 pop around， 所以这2个字是对着来的。他说 Maybe I would pop around later to see her， 我晚些时候我到我哥家去，就晃一圈看看这个嫂子啊，看看这个劝劝这个嫂子，就是说maybe I would drop around， maybe I would drop around，maybe I will pop around 都可以，对吧？pop around, pop by，OK， drop by, drop around 都可以。Maybe I would pop around later to see her. Put a good word for him in a chicken factory. 那么大家这个 chicken factory 就知道这是 Tracy 这类一个句子。他说 Tracy 躲在厨房里哭，那么这个 Chelsea 他的一个伴侣进来以后，他说你为什么哭啊？哎呀，真的是这一家人啊，真的是都是工人啊，真的是比工人还不如啊，他们的工作太惨了，所以他们家这个是入不敷出啊，总是感觉就是总是这个钱是不够用的，所以。Tracy 呢也很悲伤，他说：“哎呀，我这个儿子那么聪明，对吧？但是就是给不到一个好的未来，我就是支持不了他，这个真的是很愧疚，对吧？”他说：“我唯一能做就是 put a good word for somebody。”但是我们在日常口语当中的确可以是用这个短语，就 put a good word for somebody，put a good word for somebody，OK， 替某人说句好话。哎呀，明天啊，你见到老板啊，对吧？替我跟他说好话呗，对吧 ？Put a good word for him，put a good word for me，OK， 都是可以的。Put a good word for 这个也比较简单的那么然后呢又说到 Tom 也紧张的要死。那么这里呢出现这个紧张，就不要用 nervous 了，又换了个词。He is a little bit on edge。那么这个 on edge 是在 在边上，那么这种感觉就表示非常非常紧张 ，isn't he？OK， 所以 edge 的意思非常非常多，对吧？也是我们日常当中经常考到的一个词 ，edge 有这种边缘的意思 ，edge 有优势的意思。This is the advantage. This is your edge. OK，this is your edge. This is he is a little bit edge. He is a little bit nervous. 这种感觉都有，所以这些词啊要根据语境来判断一下啊，还是不错的一个结构啊。He is a little bit on edge. He's a little bit on edge, isn't he?I'm sure you will pick a few hints 啊，那么这个也是一个日常口语当中的啊，我确保啊，我认为你一定会啊获得一些什么小的提示这样的啊 ，pick a few hints， 哎，能够体会到一些玩味的东西。OK，I'm sure you will pick a few hints。好，然后呢，出现了，其实我这里就简单的写3个字，大家都知道叫船到桥头自然直。那么意思就是事情到最后总是会解决的。所以 Helen 就跑到这个嫂嫂这里边去给他一顿劝说啊，对吧？所以这里其实也有很多很多有意思的，就是母亲们。尤其是年轻的新母亲们 ，new mothers 啊，非常焦虑的。哎呀，孩子怎么样啊？这本书是这样说，那本书是那样说，对吧？这本书说马上要叫他有什么是 milk him or her on demand， 对吧？要按需求，孩子嘛就是要吃要喝的嘛，他要吃你就给他吃，他要喝奶你就给他喝奶。那么还有的书说，哦，孩子要控制到从小就要开始养育的，所以教养派和自然派呀，这个争斗是永远无法禁止的，对吧？所以你也不要该听谁的好。所以 Helen 作为2个孩子的妈妈呢，她是过来人啊，其实大家也想穿一点，大家也放平心。是的 ，Helen 这个话说的倒也没错。什么呢？一方面就是每个孩子都不一样，你也不知道这本书是不是适应你的孩子，你也不知道那本书是不是更适合他的孩子。每个孩子都有他的个性，每个孩子都有他的成长的一个路径，对吧？这个有的东西你是无法完全掌握的，你能控制到这一点，你能控制所有的吗？你能控制所谓的原生家庭的事情，你能样样东西能想到吗？干脆还不如自然一点，对吧？所以英文叫什么 ？And things will fall into place。Things will fall into place，OK？Things will fall into place 就是什么？事物总是会掉到它会掉到那个地方，它这个万事万物都是有它的客观规律的。这个事情啊，就是它该填在哪里就填在哪里，它该这个小石头就填在那个小缝隙里面，那个大石头就搁在那儿了，就这意思。And things will fall into their place. Things will fall into place. 船到桥头自然直。哎，老外这个表达也挺有意思的啊。And things will fall into place. 事情总是会按照它的自然的节律去做的。好，那么又回到 Tracy 自己的这个生活一团糟，对吧？他的工作也很糟糕，所以他为什么不想推荐他儿子去这个机厂里工作呢？也就是因为他跟这个主管这个 Emma， 对吧？Gemma 是有矛盾的，对吧？对。Gemma 总是对他过意不去，过不去。那么跟某人过不去，今天出了一个口语，他说 She's really got in for me, OK? Somebody's really got in for me. She's really got in for me, 就是和我过不去这种结果。好，但是他说完以后，他还是跟他说 Don't breathe a word to the kids about this， 就是警告 Jessie， 就是你。我们说，你千万不要再跟孩子说了啊！我已经这样子了，对吧？你再跟孩子说，孩子那更不知道，就人生没有希望了。不要跟 Chelsea 跟这个 Brad 2个孩子说了 ，Don't breathe a word to somebody，OK？ 哎，这个大家也学到了，有一个短语叫 Don't breathe a word to somebody 啊，不要去说了啊，不要再去传了啊，不要再去把这个话漏给别人了啊，叫 Don't breathe a word to somebody，OK？我绝不允许我的儿子涉足到那个机电啊！这个其实我们日常生活也是这样的 ，set foot in，OK？set foot in，就不要涉足领域里。它可以具体的指的是真的是不要涉足，也可以说是个比喻的，就是不要去碰某个领域的事情。总的来说呢，今天还是关于孩子和这个机场的这两个点啊，这好，最近这一个礼拜的多集都是在说这些问题，出现一些零零碎碎的短语啊，这还是挺值得大家去学习一下的。OK。